And welcome back, everyone. As you can see, it is raining in the game, and, well, you won't be able to see it in real life, but it is raining here in real life, too. Let's see what the weather's going to be doing today. It is going to be a beautiful and sunny day tomorrow. Wonderful. Alright, well, we do not have to water our crops. And as you can remember, I did put these in my pocket just to make sure that I would have them ready. George. George came through and he sent us a recipe. I figured I'd give you this recipe. I had it laying around. Try not to burn it. The recipe or the food? He gave us fried eel. So fried eel it's a good recipe. It's by no means a spicy eel. Obviously we are going to have to cook it as it is part of the perfectionist route or route to perfection or whatever you'd like to call the getting to the summit. Yeah, so thankfully in real life it is not thundering. I'd be a little concerned with the time of the year we're currently in here. It's fall for me, and I guess it is for most people on this part of the world, but I guess if you're in the southern hemisphere it might not be. So yeah, it's we're starting to get into the cold season. But yeah, so the first thing we're going to do though prior to going to the mines is we're going to head off to the cart. Just kind of want to gather up all my goodies. I didn't want to forget that tree. So there's actually an odd occurrence that can occur with fruit trees and thunder in this game. It is possible to have your tree get hit by lightning. And unlike the wild trees, it actually... I need to set this aside for a poppy seed muffin in the future. But as I was saying, unlike the wild trees... I think I put blueberries in here. Yeah, I'll leave 20 in there. I don't know why I don't know if I'll need 20. I don't actually have the numbers all written down yet. I just have, like, what's required. But I don't have, like, however many of each items required per recipe. But yeah, that will be coming at some point. Oh wow, we are out of coal. Alright, so the area of the mine that we're going to be hitting then is going to be the kind of the wintry area. But yeah, so if I can finish one of my thoughts, because I keep kind of bouncing around here. So the trees can get hit by lightning. When they do, they produce coal for a few days. And it's kind of an odd thing. It doesn't, like, knock them down, thankfully. I mean, they definitely could have made it so it would knock them down, but for whatever reason, they were very friendly when it came to that. So what I'm going to craft is I'm going to make a mayonnaise maker, which I'm sure some of you have been going crazy by the fact that I don't have a mayonnaise maker yet. And you know what? That is completely justified. I don't know why I was waiting to make one. So usually to get peak efficiency, I don't do this. I usually will leave that thing in the coop and just put a chest in there, but right now I don't know. So yeah, we have that going now. Our barn, well, yeah, so our coop animals should eat today. Which that'll be something that we just have to remember for tomorrow. They won't need food tomorrow because, as the weatherman said, it will be sunny. So they'll come outside and eat the grass. Which will be kind of nice. Let's see, we don't need that. Don't need that. This increases your... the bar for the fishing minigame, so this can be useful. I'd prefer to buy it from Willie, not from this bloke here. Nothing wrong with him, it's just kind of one of those things. I'm going to buy another one of these. Why? Because I'm crazy at this point. The pumpkin pie, if for some reason you wanted to buy it, is actually a loved gift of someone. I can't remember who it is. If I was in the game, Monte Sipper, that would actually probably be my loved gift. I have a very interesting story with pumpkin pie. And so I don't know, I really like pumpkin pie. My story with it has to do with where I used to live. Which is a railroad town, and as pretty much all cities here in Nebraska are subject to, flooding in basements. So our house did not have a basement in it, but there's a lady that her house did have a basement in it. And my father and I would frequently have to go and help her clear out her basement until we were able to get a pump put in to keep the water from building up in her basement. And that lady, me and that lady became pretty good friends. And she's just kind of an elderly lady that lived on our street. That I'd help with things around the house, or I'd go and mow her lawn, stuff like that every once in a while. And up until she passed away, she found out that I really liked pumpkin pie. And so she started making us a pumpkin pie pretty much every year. And so every time I have pumpkin pie now, sorry, I think of this woman that I used to help out quite a bit. So it's just interesting. Some of the things we do as a kid. That, you know, kind of forms us into the people that we become. So yeah, pumpkin pie is one of my favorite things of the season. And it has to do with just memories, I guess, of an interesting time in my life. But yeah, so why we came to this part in the mines is, for these little bugaboos here. The dust sprites drop coal, as well as coffee beans, which aren't necessarily the most useful to us. I mean, they could be, but they stop being useful come fall, unfortunately. The coffee beans themselves are great, but the planting of the coffee beans is not as useful in the fall. Yeah, so hopefully we can get a decent amount of coal. I went through and kind of looked at some of the stuff we need to do to get on in this game, and as I said, to get into the spot that I would like to be in, we are going to need a lot more coal. Not only for the cooking of the gold, but also for what the next cave, or as many people call the Skull Cavern, has to offer. Yeah, so basically, my hopes is to get our mining level up to level 10, sell all of our gold, and from there, pay off the bus. But I'm not going to take precedence of the bus over something like seeds for fall. Because, like, obviously the fall seeds are much more important to us. As, I mean, that's just what you do in Stardew Valley, and in order to finish the community center, we're gonna need, well, we're gonna need to get the bundles done. So, in order to achieve the maximum efficiency, it requires us to grow a few things in the fall. Nice, we got a diamond. Not sure what the drop rate is on that. I will be sure to put that on screen. I'm pretty sure we got that from a dust sprite. Looks like we leveled up our mining as well, so that'll be kind of nice. But yeah, so overall, I hope everyone's doing well. I'm getting ready to, for me, I'm getting ready for Halloween. Today is the 30th for me, so not quite Halloween, which is a holiday that I know is not celebrated too much all around the world, but it is celebrated here in the United States. Which is, you know, kind of cool. I think it's interesting, actually, the connotation that Halloween has in other parts of the world. Like while I was in Argentina, a lot of people thought that it was like a devil's holiday. And so there were some people that were adamantly against it. And they'd frequently ask me about it. Like, basically if we still have witch trials and stuff like that. Which, no, to my knowledge, we don't. I don't know, there could be. I'm not, as surprising as this might be, I am not an AI, and so I am not concurrently aware of every news that is occurring across the United States at any given moment. But, you know, maybe there are witch trials that occur here still. I would hope not, because those were not very pleasant for anyone who is involved in them. My wife actually went to Massachusetts recently, and she took pictures of the area where the witch trials occurred. I wasn't able to go for various reasons, but it was okay. It was kind of a girls' trip anyway. She went and hung out with one of her friends from her softball days. And her friend's husband is in the military, and so he was on base most of the trip. And so, like, if I'd have gone, I wouldn't have really had anyone to hang out with other than my wife and her friend. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, you know, like, I'd kind of prefer to spend time with her husband over her. Like, yeah, I mean, I'd love to spend time with my wife, but, like, if she's going to be occupied with her friend, then I'd prefer not to take away from that, I guess. I don't know. There's, like, kind of like an interesting thing that you have to kind of consider when you're married. And obviously it's different for everyone. Like, my marriage is not the same as anyone else's marriage. But yeah, for me, out of respect, I kind of prefer to let them be themselves, and me and him go out and, you know, do whatever we do. Man, these slimes are annoying. That is one of the few reasons why, like, the immunity band could be useful, even though, like, I still stand by saying that it's not at all that valuable of an item. Just because there's so many better ring effects that you can get. Like the Lucky Band, for instance. I love the Lucky Band, and I hope to someday soon get the glow ring. Makes everything a lot easier at night. Especially getting through the city and everything with that. You need to back off, pal. So yeah, I think we got to level 7 mining tonight, so I'm not going to complain about that. That's pretty good. And more than that, we got a little bit more coal. If you're really struggling to get coal ever, obviously this isn't a bad route to take, but the other thing you could do is if you have the... I can't think of what it's called. The dog statue, I guess is the best way to describe what I'm trying to call it. Once you get that unlocked, you can actually pick different perks or skills. And there's certain exploits you can do with it, assuming they didn't patch them out. I might show those. We'll have to see. I don't know really where we're going to be by the time we get to that point. So, in order to get there, you have to donate, I believe it's 30 items to the museum. It might be 60. And then you'll unlock the ability to get to that statue. But basically what the statue I'm speaking of lets you do is it lets you align reselect your skills that you want for your profession. And as you can imagine, that can be rather useful if you took something you don't like, which I did. But it also has some other benefits with it, such as I said, there used to be an exploit with it. I'm not sure if that exploit still exists. We'll have to look into it, but I mean, I'm not as concerned about looking into it right now because it, I mean, as I said, it doesn't really affect us. So yeah, man, if I could get rid of this ghost, that would be wonderful. I think that'll probably be the last thing I do. Get to the center of here, and man, I keep getting the staircase here. And then, whoops, head home for the night. You, back off, please. It's like, I don't know, I don't really have a reason to... Really? Holy cow. Today must have been a good luck day, because I am not having a hard time getting the stairs to show up. 16 points. Alright, yeah, there's nothing left in there, so... Other than the little dust sprites, I think I will go to the mill anyways. Nice, got rid of the ghost, got rid of that. Come here, little guy. And perfect. Alright, we can head out of here. So yeah, today was a pretty good day, all things considered, for revisiting the mine. Can't really complain about that. Even got a level of mining, which is pretty good. Let's get out of here and head back to the farm. Should have brought a warp totem, I guess, but oh well. So yeah, Friday the 26th ended with a mining day and a lot of iron. Like, that is a ton of iron. We will be getting a small chest at some point. And as soon as we get that, it'll be a lot easier to sell things right before the end of the day. But yeah, as you can see, we unlock level 8 mining. We got the Mega Bomb, which is craftable with gold and coal, I believe. Got the Combat, level 7. Ring of Yoba is kind of an odd ring. It grants you invincibility occasionally. When your health is low, it becomes more and more likely. And the Thorns ring, which is kind of like it's like a crutch almost. It's like, what it does is it gives you spiky armor. So when someone hits you, they take damage as well. I don't really find it to be very useful, and it also does not stack. So use that cautiously. Obviously, there might be some people that see the value in it. I myself don't really see the value in it. But yeah, so as you can see, we made off a pretty good amount with blueberries. If anyone is wondering why I'm not setting those aside to turn into wine, it has to do with the formula of winemaking, and so it's just better to sell blueberries outright. But yeah, with that, thank you for watching. This has been Mate Sipper, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.